Tasting. Hi, John here, Auckland, New Zealand. It's Saturday the 3rd of August 2013. Just a short clip on what's happening with Kiri Campbell case in Hawera with the bank fraud. So a number of things happening here as far as the court's concerned, and where the case is going to from the events that's happened. Moai's taken a broad view over the top of it, and have spoken to her, or not spoken to her, but communicated with her of what she was about to do. And that has a bearing on the Confederation side of the flag that's being displayed in the court. Just want to make that clear, that Moai is a confederation directed from Te Tii Marae in Waitangi. That's the Admiralty Court, Sea Lord, side of legal advocacy for the taumata there on the marae, Kingi Taurua and Wiremu Hei. So that's where we draw our jurisdiction from, direct to Britain, through King William IV, the bank, trade, flag. The only one in the world is that 1835 Declaration of Independence flag. Now that's what happened in the court when the group of supporters read to the judge, Judge Alan Roberts, their rights to be present as witness for Kiri Campbell. So they asked the judge to produce his oath of office. He failed on that, and they asked him where he gets his jurisdiction, draws his jurisdiction from for his court. He failed on that too. So that's two fatal mistakes that in the legal terms he has not done his job to the sovereign people, citizens present, and that accused Kiri Campbell is accusing the banks of fraud, and they're accusing her of fraud too. So you've got two fraud cases going on here, and one of them is in the wrong. So we're coming in as Moai Crown Confederation, a state-to-state commercial operation, flag, straight to Britain, to oversee what has happened here to one of our people. I'm talking about people in general who live on these lands here. But we have a native custom element of crucial importance, seriousness happening here as a threat to our national security on these lands. And just point out to the legal people, the lawyers, the barristers, the judges, the politicians, and also the British military, our partner, our commercial business partner under King William IV, watching this video, that the judge was warned by the Governor General, Jerry Mataparai, to let Kiri Campbell go. And now the consequences are starting to mount, because Judge Alan Roberts has taken the law in his own hands. Begs the question, legally, what jurisdiction is he going under? I'm just saying, on a long bow here, that he's going under the US federal state court jurisdiction. And that is a serious threat on our state, national state, and Moai Crown Confederation of the world, and the Maori Confederation on Te Tii Marae, which I'm a legal advocate for. We've got a number of things happening here. We have Admiral Creditor. That's the position I'm taking. Right? We have a prosecutor, which is a private individual, without lawyers, without barristers, to represent them. They stand on this land with a flag of jurisdiction higher than that court that day, for the 31st of July 2013, that Judge Alan Roberts had the Union Jack flag, the 1902 flag, above his head, and his Queen of England. That's what he's supposed to be swearing his oath to. He didn't, because he's taken his own direction and his own orders to the police to clear his court. He abandoned his ship. He who leaves the battle scene loses. He's on a path to failure, right there. So I'm just warning you, as a legal advocate from the Moai Crown Confederation of Chiefs, in this case the Chief Admiral, bank creditor with that trade flag standing over him right now, straight to Britain, straight to the rolling buildings court of Admiralty, or the High Court in this case, that handles these sort of cases that we're putting together. What you see on Facebook is a real case going by internet. This is the latest method of doing court cases. We lodge straight into the Chancery Court, or the Court of Justice, in higher criminal cases or higher commercial operating cases. In this case, this is a commercial case of a bank that has done fraud transactions by depositing 15 million. And that's no sign of that on the national media, only on Facebook. We've got 1 billion people watching this case of Moai unfolding right in front of your eyes, and we're doing it because no one's going to hide. The police are involved. You've got police prosecutor. The police prosecutor, Steve Hickey, pulled into the fraud allegations that Kiri Campbell has stated to them. And now you've got the judge, you've got the police prosecutor, you've got the Governor General in this fraud ring. He could not pull the judge away. And like the Zimmerman case, Zimmerman pulled the trigger. Now in this case, the judge pulled the trigger on everyone in his court house, on our land, Moai land. Okay? So he's offended us on our land, in front of all the people, and that has become a threat now. Now I'm going to tell you something. There has very serious implications and consequences as a result of a bill debt charge lien arrest warrant out on him for fraud, where he is impersonating another state sovereign's oath of office. Okay? Very serious of what the judge is doing. He has to prove me wrong in these affidavits that's sitting in front of him now with his name on it, right? And his photo and everybody else's photo. This is the new rule that's come out now with the Pope in the Vatican saying everyone's accountable. Now that's a big turn of events that's going to catch everyone out right here before we get rid of the government here. The Confederation here of the Te Tii Marae and Sunikura, the Maori government, is about to get rid of the government and John Key and their fraud, the whole lot. One shot. But before that happens, we're going to bill charge debtor every single alien offender behind these ones we're naming now. So it's going to have a roll-on effect after this, and that's because of the flag. The flag takes precedence. It prevails as of its law. Whatever law we say in writing, an affidavit is the law if it's not refuted. So the judge has 7 days to refute this affidavit that's sitting in front of the whole world watching this media case by Facebook. So he can't pull out of this one. If he can't answer it, he's a goner. Okay, I'm just saying you've got the police commissioner, Peter Marshall, pulled into this too because of what the judge has done to take the law in his own hands and try to do it himself. So he's accountable, and so is the TSB, Taranaki Savings Bank, bank manager, Kevin Murphy. Now he's pulled into it too. These photos there, and the bank managers there, they'll be found to be pulled into it too. The one that rang the bank, the police up. He started the process of this fraud case off. The bank manager. He's protecting his own interests, okay? Because the bench in the courthouse is the bank, right? The judge is there to collect the money for the bank. So now we've got a court case in Ireland, in Dublin, in the High Court, ruled, the Judge Gerrard has ruled in favour of the prosecutor, who is the citizen, businessman, ruled in his favour against the banks, okay, of fraud. So we've got that case on Facebook, just to back in behind this video, just to show you how we're going to do the case and follow the suit of that. And put Kiri's case with our 61 Cook Street case here in the city, and the 365 Rotten Point Road, East Cape land block, and 400 Rotten Point Road land block. Those 2 blocks are going in to this lien property seizure, arrest warrant. Okay? They're going to follow in right in sequence of this, right in front of your eyes on Facebook. This will set a precedent. After this case that's just happened in Dublin, where the judge has made his ruling against the banks. So the banks really thought they were going to win the case. It's not so. So Moai cases are a principle of law here, as against what Kiri is doing of her own value, and the OPPTS is doing the same thing of value, of some value of the person. They are actually saying we don't want to contract with you. Okay? Moai states quite clearly here, affidavits say we're going to contract with you, to pull you into contract with us. That's what's happened. That's the difference between that way of doing it and this way. We are very swift. We seize the property and everything and attack that person with one person, one on one, one by one. In this case, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that we are accusing on Facebook in front of you, that we're going to take out one by one. That's me, myself, is going to take each of those on each case. Right? 5 different cases. And I'm going with Moai Crown, business name. And Ngā Tuaewa Aotea Limited, business name. That's the funny name, the nobody name, or the corporate soul. I'm going as Hawani Kahaki Wānoa, that's my own personal self, against each of these people here. So see the difference? We're doing it a diplomatic way, a way on their own paper, documents, not going fighting up the street and making everybody unhappy. We're doing a professional approach to capturing the fraudster. We're going to use the Serious Fraud Office here and in London. We're going to use the High Court of Chancery in London to conduct these cases over the internet, over email, and that's acceptable. They accept Facebook evidence because all these affidavits are sitting in front of you. You've seen them, you can see what it means, what it says, and whose faces are on it. It's fixed. When the time runs out to refute it, it becomes the law, it becomes the evidence, it becomes something that wins cases in courts. Okay? There's no question about it. The same here with Kiri's case, and those police and the judge has to make some approach to us. The more ignorant they are, the more they lose the case. Okay? Silence is no admission to any of these cases. So Kiri is on her merits commendable for what she does in her way of doing things and capturing. Everybody's after the same objective, is to capture the fraud banker. In our case, the banker we're going after is Evelyn Rothschild. We're going after the Queen of England. We're going after the Black Pope and the White Pope. That's where we're at the top end of all our cases, which clouds over the top of any smaller cases. In this case, Kiri's case is a national threat to our safety and our state as a confederation of Moai sovereign people of the world. So we're going a stage further to encompass the whole world, not just up the road and not just on the marae. And where this flag, Confederation flag, is a world flag. It is a state to state around the world. We can go anywhere in the world with that flag. Now, I tell you, the Pope, the Queen, and the government of New Zealand is usurping our mana of that flag, and that's a big offence. We're going to bill them when they're found. They have been using our contract. That's a contract agreement between us and the British government. Okay? The British government is liable, and the government of New Zealand is liable, and the US federal state government is liable, and the United States of America is liable to what has happened to that flag in its stages since 1835. We haven't used it yet. We're just about to use it, because you know why? It belongs to us. It is our flag of jurisdiction. For the first time on internet, we're going to use it, and there's nothing anyone can do about it, because that's in a contract, commercial contract, between us and the British government and the British military defence force, our partners in business. No treaties, nothing else, just straight us and them under British law. Okay? Jurisdiction, law. That's why we're using British law, not the law over here, the corrupted Tikanga Maori law. That's corrupted. And Te Ture Whenua Act, that's corrupted. Okay? Even though they've stolen it in Australia, the Te Ture Whenua Act 1993, that's their Native Land Act. Tell you now, they've taken it because the government over here gave it to them. That is treason. That is treason. Straight off the mark. Grand theft, grand treason, name it. In the 1986 Constitution that the Australians have got, there's no such thing as a royal assent in any jurisdiction in Australia. I'm telling you now, Australia, you people have stolen our, well, Geoffrey Palmer's fraud 1986 Constitution. Ours, with this flag up here, is the 1852 UK Constitution. That's straight to us. We haven't even used it yet. We're going to use it now, okay? Because it's still there. Continuity Act, the British Continuity Act, states that monarchy goes in sequence. You can't cut it off. It goes from King William to Queen Elizabeth. Okay? So we are going straight to King William IV. Okay? Jurisdiction. It stands as law. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. That our national security is now under threat with the spy bill that John Key is passing in Parliament. That is an offence we're taking up now in an affidavit. Okay? And the spy plane, the telescope plane that's up in looking for the black hole up in the South Pole, that's another threat from US federal state. American, another threat. John Key brought that in. We didn't. The British are notified here on this video that we're going to make a complaint. Another affidavit. The more affidavits there are, there's over 3,000 of them, the more complaints there are. Those complaints have to be satisfied. Right? This way. In the High Court, in the Chancery Court, specialised point by point rebuttal. You can't rebut it, you lose. Cost you everything. That's why we got a trillion pounds in gold bullion and in pound notes equivalent or more of the Moai water money, right, from our tidal turbine, solid metal, hydrogen, jet fuel, money, currency that's coming up straight as soon as we get going after this Cook Street property is taken over. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. Just bear in mind that the government here has a problem. The Governor General has a problem. We sacked him at Titi Marae, Waitangi, Sunakura. It's all on video, and we got it in affidavits. Okay, everything right back to the Lisbon Treaty, 2009. The Queen and Gordon Brown signed the Lisbon Treaty, got rid of the 7 treaties, and so they're on a path of destruction from then on. The Queen is a normal person. She ain't the same Queen anymore. She's a businesswoman, and the goalposts have shifted, right? And now it's here as honourables in the Supreme Courts. We have our own straight jurisdiction to British courts past her sovereignty here. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say on this video. It's supposed to be short, but it's long. Anyway, so thank you very much, my friend Desmond. He's my co-partner in all of these legal issues. He's picking it up very fast, and he will assume the position of Chief Prosecutor. How's it? I don't think anybody can be a prosecutor in the public eyes if they know what they're doing. You've got to know what you're doing, because it goes both ways with affidavits. And you've got to get it right. So there's people in Hawera and OPPTS operating on these lands here. You've got to get it right. You've got to get your statements right, and you've got to back them up, right, with solid evidence. One move wrong, and the opposition will get you. They've got their slickest lawyers who are going to try everything with their bank managers and the judges to win a court case. Well, I've got good news for you. Moai is standing right above you, right above his head, because he's got his head on his head. There's a basket of knowledge, the earth head, solid metal earth on his head, over them. Okay, so that's where we're coming from. Is Moai, crown, monarch, sovereign, Admiral Creditors on this earth here in New Zealand. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Behave yourselves and vote Moai. Vote for Moai. Okay? Good people.